Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, find a way to win, find a way to lose. Some of our favorite fighters find a way to take it to the stupid and find a way to get back on the losing streak instead of recovering for their couple losses, which we feel deep down they probably should have never lost. But now the more they talk, the more we get a peek behind the tent flaps as to what went wrong. So Anthony Joshua has gone on record and said, hey, look, anyone who knows me outside the ring, I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover, and I'm a thinker. And when he gets in the ring, Anthony Joshua is now admitting he no longer is a bruiser, he's no longer a fighter, he's no longer a lion, he has now become a thinking pussycat. And if you've been listening to me on this channel for a while, this is what I've been alluding to. For those who may have disagreed with me, maybe now you understand why I'm so passionate about it when I come up with them analogies and those little sayings about if you have a carnivore, let them eat meat. Don't have them eating lettuce. They can't even be an omnivore where they're eating meat and vegetation. No, strictly meat, strictly blood. Anthony Joshua has come out here and become a pussycat, people. He's conflicted. He doesn't know whether he should go back to being that vicious killer or continue along the path of being a pussycat, a thinker, a tap dancer. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that's what caused this man to lose the Usyk fights. It is what it is with Ruiz. He was a bruiser in there and just got caught in the exchange with Andy Ruiz, who was all about fighting on the inside and letting his hands go and punching in the exchange. And Andy Ruiz, like all of his previous fights, he had success. But no reason for Anthony Joshua to come now and stop being a lion and becoming a pussycat. Now, that being said, he was under pressure after that Jermaine Franklin fight because, for the most part, the thought was he would go in there and tranquilize Jermaine Franklin. But he said, you know what? That's not what he wants to do anymore. I don't want to go into the fight and sit there, man, and have a shootout. Now, a lot of us who fell in love with Anthony Joshua, somewhat before the Olympics, during the Olympics, and then for the majority, I think it was really after that Klitschko fight, where we saw him being dropped, man, and he got dropped hard. And to me, Klitschko let him off the hook. But you saw Anthony Joshua, man, that man was thirsty for blood. And he showed that he had, since we're talking about blood, the bloodline of a finisher. But anyway, since then, you know, he's gone on and he still kind of had that about him. But after Andy Ruiz, it is what it is. But looking at where he is now, he just has a more cautious approach to his fights. And I just don't like that. I don't like it at all. You know, he's 6'7". Don't get me wrong. He's got the reach. He's got great footwork, but his thing is about trying to box and stay on the outside, and he doesn't want to get in the kitchen and start cooking up a brouhaha. Now, I'll tell you this. Using your brain is a great quality in boxing. You just can't go in there and fight all heart like what Ryan Garcia did this past weekend against Tank Davis. That can get you some success, but for the most part, if you can't get the person out of early off of your heart alone, your will alone, over the course of a 10 to 12 round fight, when the heart and will isn't working, you don't have the intelligence, and you don't have a plan B, C, D, E, and F, the guy who's the thinker, he eventually, and he has the skill set, will eventually catch up with you. Now, with Anthony Joshua's case, what I think is happening here is there's a confliction between brain and brawn. He wants to fight, but then he's being told to think and to go against what comes natural, instinctive to him. You see, when something is born, it just starts to swim automatically. Yeah, when you see when a shark has its babies, right? They automatically swim. When a turtle lays its eggs and the eggs hatch from there, they automatically gravitate towards the water and start to swim. Right? It's the same thing. There's things that animals do instinctively. And with Anthony Joshua, what comes natural to him is to fight and fight hard and tranquilize people. But now you got Anthony Joshua. Say he was that little shark that was being born in the water. You know, instead of him coming out ready to swim, he trying to walk on the water. You know what I'm saying? He get the goddamn turtle, come out the little shell, instead of him going towards the ocean, he going to a goddamn tree, trying to climb a tree. And that's what you have here with Anthony Joshua. So I'm telling you right now, if he really was all about using his brain, he would stop and think for a second about these changes that he's making and realize that, you know what, this isn't working. He's going on talking about his makeup and looking at his attributes, how tall he is, the range he has, but not wanting to just be a guy known for being a tough fighter and a bruiser. Talking about he's not the most aggressive person outside the ring. He's kind of introverted, and he's not really a fighter, truly like a fighter outside the ring. He has more of his mentality and his approach to things outside the ring is a boxer type mentality, and that's what he wants to implement when he gets in the ring now. Having a thought process. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think there should be a method behind the madness, but sometimes the method behind the madness is madness. It is violence. It is getting in there and wanting to kick someone's ass or be a bruiser like he says, right? But anyway, he can keep working on his boxing IQ over 12 rounds and see how that works out for him, especially getting ready to go into a fight with, my understanding is sometime this year with Deontay Wilder. Let's see how well this whole thing about IQ and brain and being the thinker, right? And being the goddamn turtle that hatches from an egg instead of going to the ocean, goes and tries to climb a goddamn tree. Let's see how well that suits him. Because I tell you what, Deontay Wilder, he's not that. What if he hatches from an egg? He's that turtle. Deontay Wilder's going to the ocean. Deontay Wilder's not going to climb a goddamn tree as a turtle. So that being said, I'm telling you right now, I don't bet, but I'll bet $1,000 that Deontay Wilder tranquilizes AJ, who is now trying to be a slick boxer, a thinker, a counterpuncher, a turtle that climbs trees. I'm telling you right now, man, listen, you can throw one punch, two punches, I don't care what he does. Anthony Joshua changing his game under Derrick James, I just don't think that's what he needs to do. I get it, he's got the attributes, man, to box and everything and can have success against smaller guys. But what are we trying to do? Just be an interim champion, or he wants to go back and become unified, undisputed? He's not going to get there trying to outbox Tyson Fury. All right? He couldn't even outbox Usyk. He's got to fight. He's got to fight. He's making it easy for everybody else. But you know, whatever. Some people feel it doesn't matter what the opponent is. They feel Anthony Joshua clips everyone. I don't see it that way. And for him having a plan B, A, B, C, and D, I'll tell you what, his plan A may be the box. To me, his plan B should be violence. Should be a bruiser. Should be being a carnivore, being a lion. That should be his plan B. You know, try plan A. First minute, first round, it doesn't work, go to plan B and try to tranquilize your opponent. Stop with all this crap, man. You get a victory over Franklin, and now you're Einstein in the ring. I just don't agree with that. And I'm not sitting here saying everybody should come in the ring and just swing for the fences. No. But when you have this freakish power, you have a sound skill set like Anthony Joshua, your job should be to come in there and make your night short. Why give the opponent a chance to get back in the fight and possibly hurt you, because we know you're chinny, over 12 rounds? Get in there within those first 4 and tranquilize them. But anyway, we'll see how that fight goes, man. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, even Eddie Hearn, they're all saying, look, it's public news. They're going to get busy in December. So for those of you out there, man, who are looking forward to see AJ fight, hey, we're going to find out just how good he is with this new style, because he and Deontay Wilder is circulating all over the world. He's talking about it. Wilder's talking about it. Hearn's talking about it. Hearn's over there in the Middle East right now, working out all the numbers and making sure everything is squared away for Wilder and AJ. And it's supposed to be huge money, man. You know, take it with a grain of salt. It's supposed to be a $1 billion project between Wilder, AJ, Usyk, and Fury in that first round. Then the winners go on and fight for undisputed, and the losers, I don't know what they're going to do. They may fight just to fight, but at the end of the day, there's all kind of numbers floating around, 500 million, 1 billion. I'm just going to go with the 1 billion because it sounds good. But after they all fight and the dust settles, we'll find out what kind of money was out there. But I'm telling you, it's supposed to be like something that's never been seen before with the kind of money that's being put up for these four to have this heavyweight round robin. That being said, for those of you out there watching the video, look, if you've got the killer instinct, keep the killer instinct with some intelligence, that's cool. But don't go out here now and stop being a lion, turn into a pussycat. Stop being a carnivore, turn into a herbivore. Not even omnivore is good enough for what we're talking about. And definitely don't be that turtle that hatches from the egg, looks at the ocean, and then turns around and goes up and try to climb a goddamn tree. That being said, I'm in the breeze.